Hello guys, welcome to Mr. Up Today. Today we're going to look at the world's firearms developed in history. So, without wasting any time, let's get right into the video, shall we? Coming in number 1, we have the Gyro Jet, a French light machine gun that was so bad that soldiers issued it, threw it away in favor of rifles. Issued during World War I, it was so shoddily constructed that the parts were not interchangeable from one jet to another. The magazine, with its big hole in the side bagged for dirt and mud to mix with the cartridges, which result in immediate jamming, leaving the weapon useless, especially since trench warfare is all about mud and dirt. The main reason the Gyro Jet is at the top of the list of worst firearms is that there are so many decent light machine guns around at the time of issue, and they still issue this piece of junk instead. So, we have the Gross Flamen Warfare 2. This pig is more literally a firearm than the other ones on the list, as it is a German World War I era flamethrower. It was manned by a two-person team and was only operated by convicts because of extreme danger. Basically, it was a bomb with a guaranteed two people in close proximity. It was large and heavy and made an ideal target. Also, since the Allied soldiers found it to be barbaric, they are very unlikely to let the operator surrender alive. So, we have the Pepperbox Revolver for number 3. The Pepperbox Revolver was used mainly before the cult style of revolver, cotton. It was heavy because of the multiple barrels. Sometimes all of the shots would go off at once because of chain firing and break one's wrist. Sometimes it would explode and it was widely inaccurate, according to some wits. The safest place to be when it went off was right in front of it. So, comment number 4, we have the Nambu, a Japanese pistol designed of World War II that fired 8mm Tashio 14 rounds. It was underpowered, cumbersome, awkward to use, and extremely unsafe. Since the firing sear projects from the sides, it is easy to fire by accident. It was possible to fire a cartridge before it was fully in the chamber, and was considered more dangerous to the user than its target. So, we have the Quatrain Revolver for number 5. Perhaps one of the least well-known firearms on the list. The Quatrain Revolver had a cylinder that revolved horizontally. Basically, it meant that every time you fired it, you had a loaded round pointed at you. Everything had to have been machined precisely, because if a tube was bored just a fraction of an inch too deep, it meant that the round pointed at you would fire as well. Coming in at number 6, we have the neck volley gun. The neck volley gun first appeared around 1780 and fired 750 caliber slugs at the same time. It was good in repelling boarders in Navy combat, but its recoil could break the firer soldier's shoulder. It also had a tendency to set ships' rigging on fire from the muzzle blast. So, we have the Boy's AntiTank rifle for number 7. The Boy's AntiTank rifle was an early anti-tank weapon extensively used at the beginning of World War II. It was a 5-shot rifle that weighed 60.33 kilograms and fired a 13.97mm caliber armor-piercing round capable of penetrating 31mm armor at 300 meters. It was underpowered at the start of World War II, as it could not cope with German Panzer's armor. It was also a bit heavy for a soldier to lug around, and its recoil was ferocious. So, coming in at number 8, we have the Gyro Jet. The Gyro Jet was a handheld rocket launcher developed in the 1960s. It fired 13mm rockets, differing from most firearms in that the velocity increased after the projectile left the barrel. One major problem, though, was that it often lacked the power to kill at close range, which is really not good for a pistol design. On some occasions, the projectile just fell out the end of the barrel. So, coming in number 9, we have the Liberator. The Liberator was a single-shot pistol stamped out of sheet metal for dropping behind enemy lines into the hands of resistant movement during World War II. It was lacking because you only got a single .45 ACB shot at an enemy who probably had a semi-automatic pistol rifle or a fully automatic submachine gun. Also, reloading was extremely troublesome, as you had to push a stick down the barrel to push the spent cartridge out. So, last but not least, this is the weirdest and the worst gun in our list, the Colt revolving rifles. While these rifles were good in cruise and firepower for the people of the Old West starting in the 1830s, they had some very noticeable drawbacks. For all variants, there was a leak of the gases of firing at the front of the cylinder and a corresponding drop in muzzle velocity for the double-action variants. As the cylinder cycled for each shot, the jet's fire tube had a tendency to send hot gas at the hand of the firer. This only ranks at top 10 on the list because the problems were tolerable in comparison to the benefits of more firepower. So, if you do enjoy the video, subscribe for more content and check out my other videos as well. So, see you guys on another video. Bye.